Welcome back to another video here at chrisrodproductions, and if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this particular video, and if you are brand new here for your boy, just hit the sub button down below. So today is the day, and when I say the day, that is a day that we're going to be switching up these springs and putting on some lowering springs on our SF95 Cobra. And if you can already tell, we already have some preparation going on when it comes to doing this particular modification. And as far as the video goes, it's not going to be much of a how-to video, and not going to have quite good direction, but we're going to be installing the springs in the car, and that's the main thing. And one major factor when it comes down to doing this install for me, it's going to be my first time ever doing this. So, we're going to see how this goes. But as far as the springs go, we're pretty much using the SVE-5300A springs, and it's a set of 4 with, as well, the bushing, and it all comes in one piece. And I believe these springs are a progressive rate, and that pretty much means that it should have more of a better drivability when it comes to the rate of the spring and how it compresses compared to a specific, which is more stiff. So we got the progressive rate springs. And the drop that these springs are going to have onto the car is going to be, I believe, a 1.5 inch drop. And the price tag that I paid for this, I think, was about $220 over at LMR. And that's not bad of a price when it comes to springs, especially considering, you know, the market right now and how it is. But now, since this is the first time I've ever done a spring job when it comes to an SF95 Mustang, I did get some extra pieces to make sure that I have everything I need. And the extra parts are going to include the polyurethane isolators for the springs from LMR, the SVE isolators, and as well as a spring strut compressor. And the reason I pretty much got this was because I didn't want to get the cheapie of the spring compressor, and there's a good chance I may not need this for this particular removal, but it was a little extra piece. It was on sale on Amazon, and I'm pretty much going to want to do a review on this afterwards, so that's why I got it. And now that we know what we got going on, let's tackle this car and see if we can get these springs on there. So at first glance, mind you, I did make sure I do my research before I started doing this, but first glance, what we got here in the front end of the car, something we got to remove pretty much is going to be our brake and caliper. We're going to have to remove the bolt right here for the sway bar, or for the bolt for this end link. We have to also remove the strut, or at least separate it away from the knuckle. And then from there, we're pretty much ready to get near that spring. So the caliper's out the way. We got all the bolts from the knuckle to the strut out the way. I even have the bushing to the sway bar end link out the way as well. And now I got the jack right under, ready, just, you know, having all the pressure up onto the knuckle so that I can put it down. And then hopefully get that spring right out. So the spring is now officially out, and pretty much just to give you guys a little quick view of the tool and just show you the gist of it, check this out. This is how it works. So basically with the hand tool, I pretty much tighten this up as much as I could, but just to show you how much it actually compresses, check this out. And there you have it. Now pretty much having the isolators onto the new spring, and now what we're going to do is take the compressor tool, compress that spring, and get it back into the car. Let's do this. Spring is officially on. I got some tension down there. I'm going to ignore that ball joint for right now because it's not what this video is for. So we're going to wrap this all up and then show you the difference from one end to the other. And then we'll get that side done, then we'll go to the rears. So now we got everything back onto the car, and now we're officially ready to drop the car and see what kind of difference we have as far as this fitment and or ride height. So now I'm officially discovering for the very first time that I'm guessing you have to do both sides for the whole thing to drop. So yeah, we are running out of daylight, even though it looks very bright out. Trust me, running out of daylight. But for a reference, here is pretty much the all-around ride height with the car. We're going to go through each and every corner, including what we recently just put. And yeah, just here's our reference. So as we go in here, we're gonna just pretty much fist this old girl right now. Give it a good old fist right in there as well. A good fist over, well, yeah, pretty much a good fist over here. And our last good old fisting right over here on the side that we just put the spring on. So now as it sits, things are okay. I don't understand why that quarter over there is lower compared to the other side. I don't think that's important right now, but we're going to go to the next day and get all this done and get a final look at the car. Tomorrow. We are currently in day 2 of lowering our Mustang, and pretty much I still have to do the driver's side spring. So I'm going to get that wrapped up and do what I need to do, and then we'll see if the front end has gotten lowered. All right, so basically yesterday, I struggled a lot trying to get everything taken apart. That's mainly because I was using, hand tools and trying to be all correct and trying to be Mr. Big Shot. Let's just say I was trying to be Mr. Big Shot, you know, Mr. Strongman. But I gotta tell you guys something. If you guys have the chance or opportunity to get yourself a Milwaukee Impact, do yourself the favor, go into a little bit of debt and get the Milwaukee Impact. Yesterday with a breaker bar, I spent legitimately almost an hour trying to get 2 of these strut bolts out, when in reality, I could have just used the Impact and spend, literally today, I only spent 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That Cobalt XTR, it's a great Impact, but it didn't get the job done. Get the Milwaukee. Just go in debt. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. Get your taxes and shit later. But now that we're pretty much, you know, we have the necessary things out the way, we're ready to pretty much take our spring compressor strut, throw it in our spring, compress that down, and we'll be ready to take everything out and throw in the new one, man. And I'm hyped now. I'm just hyped. So I just wanted to show you guys, we got the spring pretty much being compressed as much as I can. I still as well have the jack currently under the control arm. So, you know, you still got to play it safe at the end of the day. So what we're doing is just, you know, tighten this up as much as we can as far as the compressor. And then from there, we should be able to take the spring right out. And now, release our jack a little bit. And we still gotta take some precaution. I'm gonna go a little bit to the left here and pull from the bottom and just pry this out. And there's our spring with the compressor. And now to loosen this all up, check it out. Make sure you have the spring strut away from you, because you never know. Guys, there you have it. And now I pretty much just have to do the reverse of that removal, and we're gonna hopefully see if we drop some with this car. Just some. You know, man, like Ice Cube said, today was a good day. Wow. Torque. 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 It's about 72 foot-pounds. That's about 72 foot-pounds. So, yeah. We got the driver's side officially on, and we're going to do a little fist thing once again, but already, you should be able to see this lower distance, but check it out. No mas. We're going to maybe about 3-finger difference, roughly, with some space. Now I got the rear end to take care of, and if I'm being honest, it should be a whole lot simpler considering we just have a shock with some bolts. That's pretty much it. So, let's get to work and see the final product. I got the driver's side done, and now I'm just super stoked to get the passenger side done and see how this looks in all 4 corners, man. This is nuts. Yo, let me tell you something. That strut compressor, amazing. Amazing. I gotta do that review. Amazing. What a tool. What a tool. We have officially completed our installation for the lowering springs on our SM95 Cobra. And I mean, that look like much right now, but I still need it to settle in. But here's what we got, man. Here's our current look, and it definitely did get lowered down a bit. And let's just do a little fist test. So we got the front passenger. Now we got about 3 with some slack. This still has to kind of settle though. Driver's side, 3 with some slack. With the driver's side rear, which got a little bit. I guess it still needs to, you know, settle. So we got, you know, about 4 fingers. And then we got a passenger rear. When we do the test, pretty much 3 fingers, you know, right in there.
3 days later.
A couple days have passed and we are officially here with the car and its entirety as far as these springs go. And may I say, the car looks good and the drivability is a lot better. It's really good. And here we have a final look at the car with the springs that are officially set. And if I'm being honest, it's not that bad. Don't get me wrong. There's still some gap in between, you know, the wheel compared to the body of the car. There's still some gap. But something that I heard is that when you put the when you put the polyurethane isolators onto the springs, that it raises it about a ½ inch. So I think overall, it may not be 1.5 inches all the way around, you know, with the isolators. You know, people put like electrical tape all over the spring. I wasn't gonna do that, no shot. But for what this is and its ride quality, I'm digging it. I like it, and at some point we're gonna get wheels for the car, and hopefully it'll fill that gap a little more. But as far as the installation goes, I'd say it's a measly 7 out of 10. Well, no, difficulty. How hard was this? It wasn't hard. It was just a good amount of work. That's about it. So out of 10 or out of 5, I don't know. But as far as the installation goes, I recommend these 3 things. 1, your bolts. When you're installing them back into the car, grease them up. I didn't really show it within the video, but every single bolt that I put back into this car, I put some grease on the threads. That way, when I get back in there and I tackle some of this stuff, I have some simplicity when I remove the bolts. Number 2, if you're doing this installation removal for the very first time, listen, I would personally recommend the spring strut compressor tool. This is my first time ever doing this kind of a job, and I probably would have not touched the springs if it wasn't for this tool. But that's just me. Just me. And last but not least, what I would recommend when doing a spring installation and or removal, just get yourself the Impact. Get yourself a Milwaukee. Stop being the brokey. Just get it. Get it, man. You're gonna torment your body, I promise you. Just get it. But with all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable and or helpful in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And don't forget, for your boy, be sure to join the click by simply smashing the subscribe button, and as well as ring that notification bell. Until this, my boy Chris Rod, and I see all you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.
Deja que ella te arrebate, pero no la maltrate. No es simplemente una mata. Préndele, dos cachas y sube para la nube.